craziest week of my life. It was craziest, man.
I don't even have anything to say. I think part of this episode I figured is just you, probably the majority of it is just me listening to your experience, because that's like all I'm excited for here.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure near the end we'll have some sneaker stuff to talk about because I think there were a few things over this past week that I want to
There's
touch
some
on,
news.
but
Yep.
nothing too crazy. But for everyone
I think you
just
just
tuning
walk us
in,
through the whole
yeah,
thing,
let's
started
do
from the
it.
beginning.
So if you're just tuning in, this whole last week, Adidas invited me out to Indianapolis for All-Star Weekend, and man, all I'm gonna say is Adidas knows how to party. Those guys are crazy, and it is
That's
just
fun.
the wildest stuff, man. And a lot of it, I'm sure I'll cover majority of it, but I'm also sure there's a few things that I'll leave for me because I'm like, I don't know if we should talk about everything, but let's see. The craziest thing, I talked about it a little bit in the video, the short, like, little recap I did posted yesterday, if you saw it. When I landed in the airport, I just got a phone call from a random number, and they were like, "Yo, is this Seth?" And I was like, "Yes." They're like, "Hey, we're waiting down at the bottom of the elevator for you. You won't miss us." And I was like, "Okay, weird." And I like got down the elevator, and I just see these two people holding Adidas signs, and I was like, "Oh, there's no way. Is that for me? That's
The
crazy."
private ride.
It was crazy, man. So they grabbed all my bags, walked outside, and it was just a fleet of like black SUVs with the Adidas sign on the side, and I was like,
That's so cool. They got it emblemed up too.
that's next level. And those pretty much took us around the city like the entire time. They had a bigger bus too.
Oh,
Like
that's nice.
you just felt like you were the man. It was like, this
Yeah,
is so cool.
you're the
Um
president.
yeah, dude, it was wild. The first like 2 days were pretty chill. Like the first day, I pretty much landed, walked around the city. Not everybody was there. Some people were showing up the next day. So I just kind of, there wasn't anything on the itinerary. So I walked around, hung out a little bit, swung by the Foot Locker pop up. So they pretty much rented out. It was like the whole kind of bottom floor in this back section of the mall across the street from where we were staying. And they just had little activation pop-ups with every major sneaker brand you could think of. They had the whole kind of AR, I guess you would call it, like where you could customize your shoes. So it was like the shoe would
Oh,
just
that's
pop
cool.
out in front of you and you can move your head and it
That's sick.
follows, tweak all the colors. I didn't really do it a whole lot, but I was still like, that's a cool thing to do. Showcasing a lot of the new Nike basketball products. They had the Galaxies on display, ton of the other stuff, the new Zions, whatever, you name it, it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Full like basketball court setup. Who had the I feel like Adidas from an aesthetic standpoint had the best booth setup. Like it just had all the Anthony Edwards, everything, all colored in that nice peach orange. Puma had a whole setup for the Cheetos collab that they sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there? Converse had a full customization station on like the
That's cool.
weapons where you could just buy them. You could embroider. You could do basically the full Foxtrot uniform kind of aesthetic to them with like the barbed wire on the laces.
That's
Nike
cool.
had a ton of stuff too, of course, but it was crazy. Like that pop up alone, I think I went there at least once a day just to walk in, walk around, because it was one of those malls where it was kind of like, I don't want to say it was a ghost mall, but it's like the only
Mm-hmm.
two big retailers that had a storefront were like Aeropostale and Hot Topic. Everything else was kind of like,
It's a regular mall that's
yeah.
not hopping anymore.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. The food court wasn't the best, so that was a bummer because I was like, oh, I'll just go to the
Yeah,
food
that's
court.
a
This is
bummer.
easy. Is what it is. But yeah, so I went there pretty much every day. Just walk around, see who I ran into. Ran into Matt, the guy that runs Nice Kicks. He was just walking
Oh,
around
I
one
didn't know
day.
that.
Yep. Finally got to connect with him, and we ended up chatting a few other times at different like get-togethers and parties and stuff. The main
Mm-hmm.
reason I went over there was to see my buddy Morgan Sneaker Room because he was working basically the Foot Locker pop up the whole weekend. Such a dope dude. That guy is hilarious. I think I stood there and talked to him for at least like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Because like those first few days, it was slow, so no one was in there, and we just propped up. He was chilling at the register, and we just got to get to know each other a little bit. So that was sick. From there, what did we do that night? We had the Adidas kind of welcome dinner where the whole Adidas team, the whole Pitch Blend team, which are the guys that run Adidas's PR, essentially, they're the ones that invited me out. Amazing group. They're so fun to be around, dude. Awesome.
That's the pitch you said.
Pitch Blend, yeah.
Gotcha. Yep.
They're
I just followed them on
incredible.
Instagram.
Good. They're great.
Well, I saw they posted. We can talk about that news later, but they posted the buyout deal with
That's insane to me still.
Complex and Network.
We'll talk about that later, but for sure. Yeah. But I was there with like all the press, and it was at that moment I realized, oh, I'm the only independent creator here. This
really
is interesting because it was like Ben, the guy who runs all of Complex social media, GQ Sports was there. That guy's dope too. Loved him. The whole Nice Kicks team, Kevin from Bleacher Report, Jackson from Wear Testers. He's one of the new people on their team. He's super
Kevin
cool
Bleacher Report, or is he overtime?
BR Kicks. So he does like the Bleacher Report Kicks stuff. And then the Kicks on Fire team. So it was a great little group of all of us just hanging out. We all pretty much hung together the whole weekend too, which was awesome.
Let me pause you for. Can you hear Kirk chewing his bone? By the way,
no, you're good.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure he's going crazy,
being destructive.
Yes.
So
all these publications. That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, oh, so y'all have to report to somebody, and I'm just here recording everything on my phone. I was like,
yeah,
it's kind of a nice little difference, at least for me.
Did they have, were they just cell phone too, or did they have camera setups, or I'm curious?
I know, who had cameras? I feel like pretty much all of them just had phones. I think the GQ dude had a camera, but he only brought it to like certain events, because a lot of the other like Nike press events they were all invited to, which I wasn't, which was kind of a bummer. So they would all be like, yo, we're going off to the Booker event.
Yeah,
have fun. I was like, damn. So they would come back with like a duffel bag filled with books, like all the other stuff that Nike would gift them. So that's how I got to see the pair that I was DMing you about, how there's like the two colorways. That shoe's cool, dude. Very low profile. I want to try it on so bad. It
looks cool. I actually,
I think they're
my
sick.
buddy, shut up, Ben. He's BK Captures on Instagram. He's a huge autograph guy. He's got 5,000. I'm going to the T-Wolves with him tomorrow.
That's crazy.
But he sent me a listing of a Facebook group that has like they sell autographs, and somebody was selling one of the pairs that Devin Booker signed and like left around the city. And I tried to get him. He was only asking $800 for him, which is actually a pretty good deal. And it was like double signed in a box and everything.
Yeah, dude, for the first colorway of like the signature shoe. That's gonna be cool to have in the future.
They sold, so I didn't get them.
Shocker. I'm sure those sold really quick. But
Booker finally dropped his shoe. That's pretty exciting.
There was a lot of sneaker, stuff that dropped over the weekend. I unfortunately was not involved in really any of it, but it's okay. I was
you were involved in plenty.
That's what I'm saying. Like all the times they would have to go to all these other events would be like the only downtime we had. So I was just like, perfect.
It's not the worst thing.
Nap in. Like I needed to nap so bad because every night was like 3 to 5 a.m. every night, just rolling. But let's see. Next day, we woke up pretty early because I think so. We didn't know where we were going. They said the Adidas Hospitality Lounge opens at noon. So we were like, okay, cool. We'll just go see what that is. So we hopped in a Lyft, went there. turns out it was the event space that they were hosting the Future of Adidas basketball party at later that night. So we were some of like the first people to get there and actually
Mm-hmm.
see everything in person. There was a little misunderstanding because nobody
Yep.
told anybody that, hey, you're not supposed to post these, or these are under embargo until like 11 p.m. So we were all like, oh, cool. We're the first people to see them. So I was posting a few of them on my story. I didn't get, in trouble, which is good. But a few of the other guys were posting photos and had to immediately take it down. So I posted like 6 stories of all these shoes and then periodically just had to take them down, take them down, take them
I
down.
saw them kind of all
Oops.
drop off. It was pretty
I was
funny.
about to say, I know you were like one of the first people to see all of them. So luckily, only a few hundred people saw it, so it was fine.
I mean, it wasn't like
Anything crazy,
anything
you know.
groundbreaking or anything. It was mostly just new colorways.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, a lot of that stuff was really cool to see because you can definitely tell Adidas is like shifting towards this whole, I don't want to like design language or kind of world that they're building everything in. So it's like kind of everything looks like it's a part of a similar collection instead of
Oh,
just being like, here's a
100%.
one-off shoe. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
look at the Hardens versus the AE ones versus the Dame nines, it's like, oh, okay, I can kind of see this whole design ethos they all have together. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the just to talk about the event space is beautiful. Like they had a not like a court setup, but it kind of made you feel like you were on a basketball court right when you walked in. They had this big vault door with mirrors in it and all the logos when you walk in. They had this big strip that basically dove into the history of Adidas basketball. They kind of have one shoe for each kind of time period that kind of defined the brand at that point. So it's just really cool to see and get to hold all these vintage Adidas models. And I was like, this is
That's
sick.
cool.
But they had, a lounge area, food, pictures everywhere. I'm working on a video about that now that I'll probably post tomorrow if I can get to it. That's another
Good.
thing.
I was hoping you'd get more.
I
Do
have
you
like
have one more?
800 clips.
Okay. Good.
It's like
Good.
how that was one of the big problems. I was like, how do I want to tell this story? So the first
Mm-hmm.
one I'm just gonna do, already posted it, like first 3 days, give or take. Second one's just gonna be about the event space. Third one is only gonna be about kind of just going to the games, some of the other different stuff we got to do, parties, such, and then just heading home. So I've got
Mm-hmm.
the 3 and then some interview stuff coming out, which will be completely. I think it's good. The audio was kind of all over the place. So backstory on this: I woke up the next day after the Adidas party with a text from one of the pitch blend people, Claire, and she was like, "Hey, I know this is super last minute, but in 2 hours the media is doing like some different interviews. How would you feel about interviewing the VP of design at Adidas basketball?" And I was like, um, yes. Like I didn't,
Which is
because if I said
crazy.
no, I'd be an idiot. But I was just like, yes. She was like, "Do you have any questions like lined up that you would want to ask him?" And I was like, no, getting on that now. So the next like 2 hours, I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I don't know what to ask. I don't know what to do. Um, Luckily, I pulled together a few questions. Gotta like still look through the footage because the audio is, like I said, a little
What
wonky.
kind of, give us a little teaser here? What kind of questions?
So it was mainly just talking about the inspiration behind this whole world that they're creating within Adidas, the backstory, like inspiration behind the design of the AE ones, the Dame nines, technology they're using, basic like
Mm-hmm.
kind of just overhead stuff that they would have a good time talking about. But so I showed up to the interview, and the guy I was interviewing, his name's Nathan Van Hook. He I think he was the VP of design at Nike for like 15 years. Then he went to another brand, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So he was there. He was the one I was supposed to be interviewing. And then Curveball Andrew Parks, the guy who designed the AE1, was there, and Drew Little, the guy who designed the Dame 9, was also there. So they're like, cool. So you'll just be interviewing these 3 guys. And I was like, I only thought I was interviewing one guy. I guess we'll see how this goes now. But luckily, they were all just like absolutely incredible. They really made
Oh,
you
that's good.
feel
That
like
makes
you
the
were
whole thing better.
a part of the family, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So they were all super great to talk to. And I actually had a long conversation with all 3 of the guys at a later point. So later that night, interviews went pretty well. I was proud of how they went. The only
Good.
downside, dude. So they were like, okay, you'll do the interview, just sit there and talk with them on these benches. Little did I know, I was in a crowded room of people just standing there watching me, and it was dead silent. And I was just like, so what was your inspiration for the AE1? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just so in your head about it, and it was very nerve-wracking. But
Well, it's funny too because it's different because I'm not going to dog you or anything, but you don't
no,
primarily have like a big basketball background.
true.
So to talk about basketball shoes when I don't know if you've ever like had a pair on the court and like playing with them, it's I could see
Exactly.
where it'd be a little tricky, and then you got a bunch of people like you're there for All-Star Week, and like the shoe side you got that down, but the basketball side it's tricky, especially when you're dealing with
Yeah.
basketball shoes and talking about the supports on the side and a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
It's just a
And I
different,
don't
and
interview
skate
people.
shoes are different too. Like everything, like if you're gonna talk soccer cleats, like it's just a whole nother thing that there's so many things too.
Dude, it is. But, you know, it all went about as well as I thought it could. So I was
I
excited.
knew you'd pull it off.
Rock and roll, baby. Then later that night was the JD Sports and Adidas after party. That was like the craziest party
Yeah.
that I've ever been to. I wanted to post a lot more from it, but I was like, I'm just going to leave this
You'd
for
rather
me.
tread the fine line of not posting it, so then you don't have to worry about any of it.
I don't want to get in trouble, you know. It is what it is,
Yeah.
but I'll just say a lot of Moscow mules and a lot of water. So
Abby's favorite Moscow mules.
I was very hydrated, but yeah, dude, it was absolutely slammed. When I first entered the space, I didn't recognize Andrew Parks, the guy who did the AE1. He was standing there talking to all the guys from corporate, the guys who did the teal airships that released semi recently.
Oh,
So
yep.
they have a shop that's like right outside of our hotel. So I went over there, met all the guys. They're all incredible, dude.
I saw
They have
that.
a lot of stuff they're working on. Met Matt Michael, the founder, had some quick, brief interaction with him. One of the guys that runs that location was like, "Yo, this is Seth. He reviews sneakers, literally verbatim, because that's my thing." And Matt was just like, "Yo, great to meet you, dude. We need to connect, and maybe I can seed you some stuff." And I was like, "Please, please do that. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be a dream come true." But yeah, walked into the JD party. All the corporate guys were standing there talking with Andrew. I didn't recognize Andrew because he just looked completely different. Wasn't wearing glasses, hat, dressed up a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just introduced myself to him, and I was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Seth." And he was like, "You interviewed me earlier." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I did. Crazy." And then I turned around, and Nathan Van Hook, the VP, was right there, and he's like, "My man Seth, how's it going, bro?" And I was like, "This is crazy."
That's so sick.
He actually remembers my name. This is so cool. But walked around the party a little bit. Mark Cuban was there.
What?
Crazy.
What?
Bobby,
You never told me
what's her name?
that.
I know. There's a lot I didn't tell you.
The Cubes was there. Who else was there? That's a
Bobby
name drop.
Anthoff was
Holy.
there.
Who was it?
Bobby Anthoff, the girl that does like all the review or the interviews, the awkward interviews with Drake and stuff like that. Yep, she was
That's a
there.
weird one.
Yeah, I don't know what they were all doing. Mac, what's his name that won the slam dunk contest? Mac McClung. Yep, he was there. Super cool guy. Trinidad was there.
Sway Lee.
Sway Lee, of course. A
performed.
few other
That was pretty
people.
cool.
I didn't know everybody, but a lot of like just the
Yeah.
higher ups at Adidas and some of those people. But yeah,
Well,
Sway Lee
everyone in
went
that
on.
room is there for a reason, so it's like
Exactly. It was weird, dude. But
big
everyone was like
names.
partying hard. So I was like, okay, what do I do?
Cuban,
Do
that's
I?
like
It
that's
was
probably the biggest name in there. That's crazy.
exactly. So that
The
was a
billionaire.
curveball for sure. I mean, I didn't like introduce myself, but I saw him. He was right there, and I was like, weird. That's weird,
That's
right?
crazy.
I was like, I don't even know what I would say to Mark Cuban. So I was like, I'm just gonna avoid that interaction
I would just be
altogether.
like, yeah, Cuban, I've seen every episode of Shark Tank like 3 times, so
That's crazy. That's so funny. But yeah, Sway Lee went on. He was good. It was fun.
Really?
They had him all decked out in Adidas, of course, and he was just up there
Yeah.
having a blast. The crowd loved him. Then later on that night, basically right after the concert, I was just walking around with Matthew from Nice Kicks and Dez and all those guys.
Was
And
just
then
did you see his Instagram story like an hour ago?
the photo he took of AE,
I just swiped up on that. I was like, this is the sickest
beautiful.
photo I've ever seen.
See, they all stayed way later, like one of the events, or they got there like a day after me or something, and he was there doing a whole press thing. Dame was
Yep.
there. They were doing all their interviews, and he was showing me all the pictures, and I was like, that's not fair. That's not
Yeah,
fair
that
at
was pretty
all,
cool.
dude. But we were pretty much about to leave the JD party, and I just feel a little tap on my shoulder, and it's Nathan. And I turn around, and he's like, Seth, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I think we're just gonna. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Actually, I'm just following these people. Maybe we were gonna leave. I don't know. And he's like, come upstairs. I was like, okay. So I followed him upstairs, and Andrew was just chilling on the couch in like one of the little club seats. And he was like, you ever been in a, you ever had your own seat at the club? All these free drinks and everything? And I was like, no, honestly, no. And he was like, come on, let's chat. Let's just chill. So I just sat there in the little section with both of them. And a lot of it was just off the record conversation about
Yeah.
shoes, sports, movies, just getting to know each other a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just started like asking him questions just because I was curious. Like, yo,
That's so
what did you
cool.
do before this? Like, what was the first shoe you designed? Craziest shoe you designed? All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting to know him. And he was like, "You're not recording this, right?" I was like, "Nope. We can talk about whatever." So he like pours me a drink, and he's like, "So probably the craziest shoe I designed was back in 2013 or 2012, 2013."
What? Hang on. Are you allowed to talk about this here? Or?
Yeah, it's
Cap.
public knowledge. I'm not gonna say the
Cap.
name of the shoe, but you can kind of
Cap.
you can connect the dots. He was like, "This is back when I
Cap.
was with Nike, 2012, 2013."
Cap.
It was with one of the largest creative geniuses that this world has ever seen, and I was like, interesting. And then Andrew looks over at me. He's like, it's the one with the strap. And I was like, interesting.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I had no idea that you designed that shoe because that's probably one of the most all-time grail sneakers for so many people. But yeah, what else did I mean? That was the main takeaway. I was like, it's just such a great guy, dude. And then what else did we do after that? We went to like all the games and stuff. The games were kind of mid. Like it wasn't. The crowd was
a
just
lot of
lame.
takeaways from that. Yeah,
the crowd was lame, but we still had fun. Like we had our little box up top. The president of Adidas came through. Got to shake his hand and introduce myself, but that was about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was. I didn't even know who he was. Just Dez turned around and he was like, "You know who that is, right? That's the president of Adidas." And I said, "Okay. So what am I gonna do with this?" And he's like, "Go meet him." I said, "Okay." So I like just shimmied over there and I was like, "Hi, I'm Seth." Super awkward, but he was a great dude too. What else we do? That was the gist of it, man. It was just It's the craziest experience. They gifted us a whole lot of stuff.
I was just gonna ask you, like, give
I got in
the
trouble for
listeners a
wearing.
rundown of some of the stuff you got.
Oh yeah, I actually got in
If you
trouble for
FaceTime me
wearing one
that
of the
night, you're
hoodies.
like, I'm geeking. Like, I just got to tell somebody about this.
I was geeking, dude. So they gave us basically a huge drop bag. I actually got 2 of them, but the other one didn't have as much crazy stuff. It was just from the event. They were giving them out. So they gave me, what did I have right here? Pair of Rivalry Lows. These are actually insane. The leather quality is ridiculous. They gave me another pair too. They gave me another pair too that is all suede,
Yeah, those are
all
nice.
that blue suede. It's really sick. Probably going to do a review on those soon. One of the most random pairs they gave me, the Fear of God ones, just the black carbon pair. These I wore.
Crazy pair.
I wore these to the Adidas reveal event, and they're actually really comfortable. I've seen a lot of people saying, like, dogging on them.
I sold my pair. I didn't think I'd ever wear them.
I don't blame you. It's a shoe that I don't know if I would pay $250 for retail, but
yeah,
quality's nice, and I'm like, hey,
quality's really nice. Packaging's really nice.
But it was weird. It was funny because like everyone that got a gift bag got something completely different from the next. So like
really?
Dez got the PE version of those with the red toe that were kind of leaking around a little bit, which makes sense because he wears a much bigger size, and they only made him in kind of the bigger sizes. So
that's crazy. Yeah, he had the red ones.
Dez got a little lucky, and Jerry Lorenzo actually posted the photo of him wearing them on his story, which he was freaking out about. He's like, I didn't even take that photo. Who took that photo? And I was like, what, dude? That's insane. Jackson got like the suede pair of like the lows, like the 85 lows that Jerry did too. So everyone kind of just got a little bit of something different. They gave me like Fear of God hoodie, 2 pairs of Fear of God sweats, full Adidas tracksuit, t-shirts, hoodies, the whole 9 yards. And I was like, this is so much stuff, and I'm freaking out because I've never had anything Fear of God or like essentials, and just putting on that hoodie, I was like,
oh, you got one of them on now. They're nice.
They're chill, dude. I love how just like minimal this is. This is just like the regular Adidas basketball hoodie.
It's good quality stuff.
Yeah. Retail's like $90, so I'm like, it better be pretty good, right? But they're tight. But I decided to wear the Adidas Fear of God hoodie to the event. It says like Indiana Athletics or something on the back. And I was like, cool. I'm gonna wear this to the event because this is, I'm assuming, new. And I'm just like walking around socializing, and I feel a tap on my shoulder, and it was this very sweet lady. I loved her. We connect after this, but she was like, you can't wear that. I was like, what? The hoodie? She was like, yeah, you have to take that off. Like, that releases later. And I was like, okay. She's like, so if you don't mind, just go to like the coat check-in. They'll give you another hoodie that you can just wear for the rest of the night. But she's like, I'm sorry, you just can't wear it. I was like, okay, sorry, no hard feelings. Like, I don't know. I just got this today.
No, you were never told that.
And I walked over there to take it off, and then one of the people at Adidas that brought us there was like, don't take off your hoodie. Don't listen to her. It's fine. You're with me. She doesn't know who you are. And I was like, I don't even know who I am. So I don't know why you're saying that. But I was like, this is weird. Okay, so I'll keep it on. Then like an hour later, that same lady taps me on the shoulder again. She's like, I am so sorry that I came up to you and said that. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know who you were here with.
Big gun Seth.
She was like, I just know we're not supposed to be like revealing that yet. So I'm sorry. She's like, my name's XYZ. I actually am the person who designed that hoodie.
Oh.
So I just wanted you to know, like, anything you need, just let me know. Here's my contact. We're good. And I was like,
bro, give me one of those hoodies. Those things are sick.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, hook me up. Give me some
Send
more.
me the whole catalog, baby.
I'll rock it. I'll rock it the whole time. But
Beyond Kicks presented by Adidas.
It was crazy. And I know I got a few of those people did say that they would be interested in being on the podcast and talking to us too. So
you
I'm
told me
excited
that.
to see who can actually do
I'll
it.
leave that
Andrew
up to you to
Parks.
lock them in and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to him and let him know. I know Andrew, the guy who designed the AEs, was very excited about it because I just quick pitched him. I was like, I have a podcast. I would love to have you on and just talk about your history because he was at Adidas Originals for a few years before he
Oh
joined the
wow.
basketball side. So I was like, I would just love to know. Also pitched it to Nathan, and he was like, let me know, dude. Like I would love to do it. I don't know how much he can say or talk about, but I was like, okay, possible.
Wow, we can always blurb stuff out too.
Exactly. But that's the gist of it, man. That there was probably a lot more that happened, but that's the too long, didn't read kind of
Yeah.
summary of everything. It was absolutely
So
incredible.
damn cool.
I'm still geeking. I'm still geeking. And it was, they had to ship all of this stuff out that they gave me. So a huge crate just arrived that I'm just kind of like picking through today. Like, okay, where do I put all this stuff now? Because on top of that, there were a few other pairs that showed up for like brand deals today. And I'm like, I have to dump. I have to soon. Like there's just
See,
way
now
too
you're
much.
my situation's changed because now I have a garage that I have like 200
Mm,
pairs of shoes in, and under the
dog.
stairs storage where we just like it's not even that much bigger of a place we're in, but there's a lot more storage just to put shoes. I had a storage closet for all my shoes, and now it's everything's just in the garage, which they may get damaged from humidity, whatever. I mean, I
Eh,
don't think they will because it's cold right now, but
I would think they're fine.
I gotta unload some stuff too. I know what you're going through at the pair. What other
It's
stuff
just
showed up, by the way?
um actually a brand deal I'm doing with Adidas. They reached
Oh,
out like a few weeks before actual Adidas reached out. It's on this like collaboration with a brand that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about yet, but it's pretty cool. A pair from Poison. I'll show you if I can figure out how to open the box. Just some 90s, 60s, nothing crazy, but a lot of people have been asking to see a review on these. I'm kind of
yep.
I have to do basically 2 videos on them because they don't want me to do a typical review for the Poison video. So I have to do basically a PSA video about
Yep.
Poison, and then I'm just gonna do the review separate, which is probably good for me because that's how I would rather do it.
Yeah.
Um, what else did I get in? Oh, and I bought 2 pairs of AE ones because I had to because they were there. These,
Those
mm,
don't drop till March 1st.
yeah, these are my favorite, dude. I I know you saw the photos, but I wore these way too much. I don't know how dirty you can see, but they are
Yeah, those are clean.
pretty. They're pretty dirty and cooked now. So I gotta do a cleaning video on them. I'm sure with like Crep Protect. Talk to them and see. But it was sick, and I got the All Star pair somewhere up there.
I got my All
Those I
Stars. I
like.
think I'm gonna wear them to the Wolves game tomorrow.
Oh, you for sure should. I don't know if it's like I didn't wear them whenever I was there because I'm like I don't know if I want to wear these. I kind of want to just keep them as like a
They're a
token.
really cool pair. They like change color when you look. I mean, they're super cool.
They're stunning, dude. But
Hmm.
just all the AE ones, they're beautiful. That's like my
And it's
favorite
not
shoe
even
right
just
now.
us hyping them up. Like it's everyone hyping them up. Like they're for sure the model itself is going to be top 10 sneaker of the year, if not top 5, with how much press it's
Easily.
gotten, how big it's going, how good the launch is, the marketing, everything behind it. And the best
It's
part is he's a
perfect.
Minnesota Timberwolf, baby.
And he's from Atlanta, so he's the perfect blend of Charlie and
Which,
I.
speaking about that, I got to ask you, I got Ben, same buddy, autograph guy.
Hmm.
Anthony Edwards is doing a signing event at the Mall of America. And so
Interesting.
my buddy's like, hey, if Seth wants to get his pair signed, it's like $250, which kind of steep. But the pairs signed go for like 1,000, and so I'm gonna do it because I want to get at least one pair signed, have them on display. I'll have them
Oh, for
forever.
sure.
Like I think I'm gonna get the orange pair signed just because it's the original colorway.
Yeah,
Um, and then we're gonna try to get him to sign a pair at the game too. We're going
I would. I'll let you
tomorrow
know.
and then Wednesday too. It's not till end of March, so
Okay.
thought I'd toss that out for you.
So I have
But
some time. I have some time. We'll see. That would be
I was
crazy
giving it
though.
some thought, and I was like, 250 is kind of steep. And then I was looking at shoes for sale, and like the Devin Booker's $800, and then like there's one pair. There's no Anthony Edwards signed shoes online for sale, and
Yeah,
there was one pair that sold for like $2,000, and I was like, I would never sell them, but I just like think it would be really cool to have a pair.
I agree. You should do it on the launch pair too. I feel like that's
I think I have
even
to.
better. Even better.
Yeah.
But yep, that's my spiel for the most part. Now I'm just trying to catch up on videos. I started this new system where I have those mini post-it notes, and I've just been posting them on the side of my computer monitor, and I've got like 10 plus now that I'm like, okay, now I have a
It's a good
system.
system.
Now I can kind of see everything I need to do, but it's a lot. It's a lot because I would love to get a review out for like all the Adidas pairs that I got. Maybe not
Mm-hmm.
both of like the AE ones, but something like that. But
You don't have to review everything too. You could maybe do like a lump review or something.
I know I might. We'll see. We'll see how much I can get done before we leave for our vacation here in a few weeks.
Where are you going?
Paris. Yeah,
Traveling Seth.
I know. This
Living the
one's been
life.
in the books for a while though, so
Fair enough. How long are you going
we'll see.
for?
It's like a week, something
Okay.
like that. Yeah,
Well, that'll
just
be fun.
finally time for me and Anna to get out of the house and finally just enjoy some travel because that's something we've been wanting to do forever, and I've never really been outside of the country. And I'm like, cool, just unplug from everything. I'm not even bringing my laptop because I'm like, I don't even want to think about it.
Nope. Take it off. I like that. It's a good play.
Yeah, dude. But outside of that, what's been going on with you? Did you get any cool pairs in?
Oh, I've gotten a lot of stuff in actually.
Yeah.
I'm in the upstairs guest bedroom recording right now, but I got the Puma Cheetos, Scoot Henderson's, pretty cool pair. Thumbs up on the video.
Rock and roll.
Champ sent me these, or Puma sent me them, but it was via Champs Connect. So he got me linked in with Puma, which is pretty cool.
That's sick. Yeah.
Sent a couple of pieces of clothing too, which is pretty cool. And then I also got my first pair of Lamellos, which we'll review those tonight.
Which
the
one
Porsche
was it?
collab, which is probably the coolest one, the yellow pair. Got some really cool Porsche clothing too, which is sweet.
They had those there.
Yep. And then AE1 All Stars, 2 pairs of the black and white Jordan ones that I just posted yesterday. So those are actually pretty nice. I like those.
Yeah.
Skechers sent out a couple pairs of basketball shoes. They're actually kind of cool. I mean, they're Skechers, but they're like not bad. So
like the design looks good. It's just the branding,
yep.
like all their. Because is there any branding? It's just like the S on the side or something like that.
Honestly, I can't even remember. But
yeah,
there's 2 different models, and then there's 2 colorways of each model. So I'll drop a video on those and stuff. They just sent me those, and then
I would love to see a review on those. I feel like that one is gonna do well.
Just yeah, I'm just gonna lay. I mean, our Skechers basketball shoes is good. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna find out. So yeah, no, it should be a good one. What else? Oh, I bought a Grail yesterday.
Oh no.
So I didn't. Well, I kind of bought them. I traded. So I had the Strangelove SBs. I traded those for Travis Scott Phantoms, the Fifth Avenues, and then the Kiss Sambas. Sold the Kiss Sambas. Okay. Still have the Fifth. I don't know if I have the Kiss. I don't know where. No, I don't think I have those. But anyways, I traded the Travis Scott Phantoms and a little cash on top for a pair of gray Cause 4 Jordan 4s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting. That's a
no.
That's a heavy
hitter. It's a cool pair. It's size 11, no box, no extras, which totally fine by me. Used. Yeah. And so I got them for I think $1,000 flat, which was just Phantoms plus some cash on top. So And then I've got some pairs that I'm gonna sell here shortly. But it was a pair like brand new. They're like $3-4 grand, and it's like my favorite Jordan 4 besides the Off-White 4s. So I'm pretty excited to have those. I think they come tomorrow actually already. So
Let's go.
pretty cool about those. Jordan 1 85 metallic reds, got those yesterday. The potential sneaker of the year.
Thoughts? How's the quality on
So
them?
those are pretty good. So they just like all the other 85, stiff,
Okay.
little less red than you would think. It's more of a burgundy, which I like. But I'll drop a review on those. Soul Savvy. So basically, the shoes got delayed until June or July, if not August. And Sneaker Politics just dumped their stock, which they're not supposed to. They just put everything up, and Soul Savvy was on top of it, which not paid promotion or anything with Soul Savvy. I'm in their group. They let me in their group for free. Like, very beneficial for both of us. And it's just a cool relationship because it's some fun guys over there. And so they dropped a link, hopped on it, size 11, boom, snagged them, and then they actually shipped, and they just got here. So pretty hyped about those.
See, dude, I almost bought the metallic navies when I was there because they had them at corporate.
Oh,
I
really?
picked them up. Yeah, and I picked them up, and I was like, oh, it's taken everything in me to not buy these. But I was like, I'm already taking home so many shoes. I would just be like, oh, here's another. But they had them, dude. They had like the Tiana Taylor ones. They had those. They had the book ones. They had the corporate airships, like a few pairs of those.
They had the book ones?
Yeah, they were just.
I should have had you buy me a pair.
I was so close. They had the apparel too for the book one collection, dude.
That's sweet.
It's actually nuts. Like the quality of the hoodies, the pants.
I saw that stuff.
Insane.
Yeah,
it was really cool. Took everything in me to not get it because I didn't want to come back to Adidas and be like, "Here's all the stuff I need to ship."
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot of Nikes in there.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, I was surprised by everything they had. It's cool.
Yeah, that's surprising. But yeah, so that, and then just been busy with stuff around the house too.
Yeah.
Bought a new big 65-inch OLED TV for the basement. It's pretty dope.
That's something we're looking at too, because I'm like, we've had this same TV for like 3, maybe 4 years now. And I'm like, or no, it's been like 3. I'm like, I want something different. But I don't know. It's one of those, like, I've thought about it.
Nice.
I haven't dove into it yet, though.
So
definitely
got that, and then I bought a drill and mounted it and been doing some stuff around the house and stuff, patching walls and painting and doing stuff like that. So we're getting situated. We're liking it a lot. And then
one day at a time. There's a lot to do.
Oh, that's,
you know who was sitting in our section during the All-Star game? He was wearing your Canada Goose jacket.
Canada Goose had that too.
Oh man, he was who was it? Drewski? I don't know if you've heard of him. Yeah.
I've heard of him. Yep, you texted me that, and I showed Abby. I was like, "This is sick!" And then he popped up on one of the commercials, like during the All-Star game, because we were watching it.
Really?
It was like a Verizon commercial or something. Yeah, he's gone all corporate with the commercials and stuff now.
I mean, I would too. That's where the bag's at.
Yeah,
but I complimented him on his jacket, of course, and he was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, dude, the jacket is sick. I've been wearing it all the time. I love it.
It sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, no, it's bold, like, but it's sweet, and it was fun doing that because I don't do fashion stuff.
Video too, yeah. I forgot.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I tried to put something together that was pretty cool, and thankfully it was snowing. We've gotten 14 inches of snow all winter. There's no snow on the ground right now, and it was snowing that day. And I was like, this is perfect. So we're actually going out to dinner. We're going to Valentine's Day. It was Valentine's Day, and started snowing. Reservation at like 5:15. It was 5 o'clock. We're like, all right, we're ready to go. Went out onto the deck, like got some cool videos, some slow-mo stuff, got some pictures with the Fuji. Opened the door, it was locked. So because we have the door locks like with just a thing, but then there's a wooden piece that keeps it shut. So I just laid it up vertically and it fell. So we were locked out, and Kirk's looking at us out the window and stuff. And Yeah, I mean, we're a floor up. Like, it's a high deck, which is
Yeah.
kind of a bummer. But then we were like, all right, what the hell are we going to do? So we actually, like, thankfully the window was unlocked because there's a window on the other side of the deck. So
Yeah.
we broke the screen and got in the window. But yeah, so
That's
it,
hilarious.
but it was a cool video. I'm thankful for Canada Goose. They sent me that, and
Yeah, dude.
yeah, they like
They,
the content and stuff. So
I would too. The second I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, that slow-mo shot of it just falling on the little tag on the
I
zipper."
tried, man. We tried.
That was spicy,
So
man.
yeah, but that's it. Should we talk some
Yeah.
news here quick and then hop off?
Yeah. Yeah. I had one thing that I want to talk
Go
about
for
as
it.
far as news. What do you think about people getting these or getting seeded these Jumpman Jack pairs? Because right now I think it's Chance and Harrison both got them.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I told him to sell them. I FaceTime Chance yesterday. Um,
I don't
lowest
blame
ask
you.
on his size that he got is $4,000, which is crazy.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, if you can move them,
so
I'd probably
basically,
do it.
like, guy on Instagram marketing, Travis Scott team, just hit up Chance. He's like, "Hey, we want to send you some stuff." Didn't know it was going to be the shoes. Opened the package up yesterday when I was FaceTiming him. Got the shoes. Um,
Yo.
I don't know. I think it was just kind of a one-off deal. I don't think it's much more than that. I think it was just marketing guy at Cactus Jack hit up
Oh yeah,
Chance, like Chance's stuff. Kind of, I mean, it fits the mold. Dirt biking, kind of more. I don't know, like not as corporate as our content is. We're like
for
ripping
sure.
reviews and stuff. Um, so yeah, I mean, I full transparency. I cold DM this guy and asked him if I could get a pair to do a wear test. Have yet to hear back, but
I don't
um,
blame you.
I think
I
it's more of
almost
like more of like casual. And I didn't watch Harrison's review. I saw his story on it or whatever, but I guess he got a pair as well.
yeah, I watched it.
What are your
It was
thoughts on it?
I just think it's interesting because you don't see Nike, especially Travis Scott, like doing stuff like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like brands will typically do that when they're trying to drive hype around a release or like a silhouette. And I don't think that's a shoe that needs any hype driven behind it. So
Mm-mm,
I was
not at
just
all.
it was kind of like a little red flag like what's the end goal here? Like why are you trying
I
to
think
build
it was
hype up?
honestly just super casual.
Yeah, which makes sense as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought that was interesting. I was curious what your opinions were on it. But no, it's super cool. I almost last night photoshopped a image of cuz who someone posted a screenshot of like the conversation like yo, we would love to send you the Travis Scotts. I think it was like either Chance or Harrison, and I almost screenshotted it and edited my response, just being like, "Nah, I'm good," and then just posting that and seeing what people would say. Because I feel like that would spark a lot of conversation, but I decided against it.
That's funny. Um,
Oh man!
yeah,
But in other news,
I'm looking at it
what
right
else we
now.
got this week?
Yeah, there's not a ton. We can talk about some releases and stuff. Couple that are pretty cool. We got some more 85 lows coming out, black metallic and a mocha colorway.
I'm
Really
here
hyped
for it.
about that mocha. Black and white honestly looks super clean.
I think they both look really good. It's one of the I'd
Black
wear
and
either
white,
or. You
black
know,
swoosh, gray outsole, which is kind of weird, but I don't mind it. And
yeah, it is
then
weird.
mocha swoosh, mocha back, mocha guts, mocha outsole.
It's what I like to see,
Um,
man. Bring them,
holiday
bring them
season,
all.
big fan of those. AE1s, March 1st, Stormtroopers.
Get those.
Um,
Like if you're listening to this, get that shoe. It looks phenomenal, like top down view. It looks incredible. From the side, looks incredible. Like I can't say enough good things about it. And I bought it with
I
my money.
agree.
Adidas did
I
not give
agree.
them to me. These are cool too.
Um, Salehi, new Croc. It's basically just the Salehi Palks outsole on a regular Croc model, but there's no back
It's like a mule,
strap.
I guess,
Yep,
right?
it's just a mule. It's the Pollock Saru. So
I
It's
like
cool.
those.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but
Blue colorway of the Jumpman Jacks, the Thunder Blue at All-Star Week. Kind of cool.
there's been so many pairs. Just
Mm-hmm.
colorway is leaked around, man.
Other than that, more Puma. A lot of basketball shoes coming out right now.
Oh
Just
yeah,
with
it's
NBA
that
and stuff.
season. Dude,
Kobe
one of the
Ford
girls
Gold.
on the Adidas team was wearing the new Clot Adidas Superstar, the ones that you just scrolled by with kind of the spiky outsole.
That's
On
cool.
foot, they look really good. But I don't know if it's a shoe that, I would ever get or pull off.
It's more. I don't know. It looks more feminine to me.
It does.
Like it looks like something my wife would wear.
She had a great outfit too. It was like these baggy like cargos.
See, the outfit makes everything, especially with this. My older sisters definitely could rock these with the spiky outsole and stuff. You need a little height boost.
Yeah,
Crazy toe
they're
box.
Cool. Quality.
I like the leather. They're edging on the whole shoe. That looks nice with the stitching.
They're slick, man. And for 200, that's like, I know it sounds expensive, but for what it is, I think it's a pretty good price point.
81's the Bulldog colorways. This is the pair that you got in trouble for. It's a red and black.
It's not my favorite. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
like it. I like it a lot, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Red's
it's cool.
I hope they do this exact. I love it when they do sets of shoes. Like if you think back to the Jordan ones that came out in like 2017, the clay greens, the orchids, the moons, and
if they did a clay
track
green.
reds, and then you have all four pairs and they're lined up and they look so clean. Like if they do this exact black top with different colored outsoles and side panels, and they did an orange, a red, a yellow, like the whole works. Have them displayed.
Essentially they are
super cool.
I've seen leaks of the yellow pair. The blue kind of fits that same tone.
Mm-hmm.
If they did a green,
white,
that would look so good. The white.
I'm here. I'm waiting for the yellow.
Yep. I saw, I think it was on my like just explore page today. Someone posted them. Oh, I like these.
Military Blue 4 is coming. I got to sell my pair. What the Japan Dunks coming back holiday season.
They always be doing that, man.
Super cool pair.
Yeah.
What was the top 10 sneakers under 150? Yeah, I mean, there was not a ton. I just wanted to hop on the pod to listen about All-Star Week. So
no, for sure. Oh, also Complex got bought out by Network.
Oh, that was the other big thing. Yep.
Yeah.
By
That's
Network
wild to me.
Which is $110 million, I think it was.
I'm very excited to see what comes of that because I was kind of informed that this was going to happen a few months back, but obviously it was like, hey, this may happen. You can't tell anybody because, may mess up the deal. And that's kind of why we've been going so hard with Network content over the past few months because I didn't get it. Because I obviously pushed back a little bit. I was like,
I think we talked about that on the pod.
Yeah. I was like, Network isn't paying us. Why are we doing this? And I was just told, just wait, just trust. Like something will come of it. So curious to see if anything comes from that. I forgot I was gonna try and talk to like Brendan and Ben and all those guys and kind of see where their head was at with the kind of acquisition thing, but from what I've heard, I think Network is just going to dump Network altogether and bring it all to Complex just to have one big conglomerate. So I'm curious.
Really? I thought it would be the dump Complex and keep Network, but
nah. I mean, Complex is a more established kind of name, so it would make sense. But I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'm sure by this time next year, we'll start to see some change in what they do. But, that stuff all takes time. But
well, hey, Network, if you need another sneaker podcast.
Now you know where my head's been at.
Count me in. I mean, the one thing that we got going for us is consistency and a lot of episodes. We're
Yeah.
not a podcast that's quit after 5 episodes, 10 episodes. We're here for the next 5 years. I mean, we have.
Exactly.
I feel like we're just getting started. Like, I still need to get a webcam since I sold my camera. Like, there's stuff that needs to happen still. Like,
Oh, 100%.
and
And
we're
you know,
50 episodes in, so
in 2 years from now, I'm sure we'll be kind of set, but there's always something that you can improve. Of
you
course.
always got to grind it out for a long time before anything ever pays off. So,
Yeah, I'm excited for it, but we'll see.
yeah,
Maybe. But
there you go.
appreciate
Sweet.
you all for listening. We'll check you. We'll check in this time next week, I guess.
Let's get it. Kirk just finished eating his entire bone, so
Let's go.
perfect timing.
Rock and roll. All right.
All right,
Peace,
well,
guys.
sweet.